Hey, this is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. Still getting settled in my new office. Don't have any background back there yet, any stuff hanging. And working on the lighting in here for making videos. This is crazy. I have all these lights in this office. It's a huge office. And the way that you're able to not make me look, like I'm uh, where I'm not visible on here is I have to turn on the lighting around me. But if I turn on the lighting directly, people will be complaining. In this video, I know I haven't been able to make videos, but it's not because I've been vacationing or something. I did vacation during Thanksgiving, but uh, it's just been very busy. Like debt collectors are doing one thing, people are trying to relax, holiday, do things like that, and they are attacking. I mean, these debt collectors are attacking. I could tell you it is going to be ramped up next year. I'm talking about it's already ramping up now, but it's going to be ramped up. And before I get started, what we're going to do is do straight question and answer. You will want to listen to this video. I don't care if one question don't pertain to you, because if you have a credit or debt issue, one of the answers that I'm going to give you is going to help you somewhere in your journey to fixing your credit and getting out of debt. So uh, I'm going to also talk about the debt that's being released in the market. And while I'm looking that up real quick, I want to tell you, if you are summoned to court and you write your responses, or even if you don't, you have to go to court or you're going to lose by default. A lot of people, even when they have their summons response written for them, for some reason there's well, not all, but some people are thinking you don't have to show up to court. You do have to show up to court because you still have to finalize your argument and answer any questions that are not answered in the summons uh, response. You will lose by default. Like we have been on like a win streak. Like I'm talking about, like y'all know I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, and like we had a win streak and then started losing. We have been on a win streak when it comes to these court summons responses to LVNV, to Portfolio, to Sherman, all of these companies, because they don't have exactly what you need to be able to for them to be able to win if you take it to the limit. Like if you take it to the limit. Now, uh, I'm going to be answering some questions in a minute, but first let's talk about the debt that's being released in the market. Here is one that they did on Cyber Monday. Let me tell you, it was major credit cards, $41 million. Before we even get started with that, what I want to do is I want to wake you up. Clap. Come on, let's clap. Let's clap it out. You feel how that energy goes into you? Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up, do it. If you don't do it, that means you don't want to pay attention to this and you're not going to be engaged. Wake yourself up. Come on. I do this in the morning in the car, and one time I look over and the person was like, "What are you clapping about?" I do it to bring myself to the present, to wake myself up. So now, $41 million. We got three major banks. One of the major banks was sued, so you probably know who that is. Uh, $41 million in bad credit card debt, 2,900 accounts. Charge off date was 2007. So this is past the statute of limitations for most states. Average balance was $14,000. And now let me tell you something that they had added on here. And this is why debt collectors are like, they're like rubbing their hands. They're like feeling like Christmas came early. The portfolio companies are doing what's called a batch. They're batching against the names that they're selling. What does that mean? It means that they're already getting the name, the addresses, phone numbers, the job that they work at, everything about the individual, so the debt collector can have an easier path to trying to catch up with people and collect on the money. Here's another batch. One, two, three, four, five major banks, five major credit card holder banks, and this batch is over $34 million, 2,500 accounts. Charge-off date is 2005, so it's past the legal statute of limitations to collect in all 50 states. But they're going to sell it, and I'm going to go into the reasons why they will take chances on this in a minute. Average balance was $13,000, and it is batched out also. That means that they got all of the information for individuals who were debtors with this debt here. So the reason why they will take a chance on buying this debt is because out of the 2,500 from one batch and 2,900 from another batch, we got over 5,000 people. And if they're buying this for pennies on the dollar, and you got 5,000 people, what percentage of the 5,000 people do you think don't know their rights when it comes to not having to even pay this debt? Knows their rights to not even say that they will even pay it, to not pay a small payment to it to reset the debt. How many people know out of the 5,000 people? If it was a small percentage, they would not even take a chance on this, even though with a small percentage, they would make a profit on this. The reason why is because a larger percentage. I would say of the over 5,000 people that owe, that used to owe this debt because it's past statute of limitations in most states, do not know. Probably 99% of the people do not know that they don't have to pay that debt. And even if they know that they don't have to pay the debt, they don't know how to respond. They don't know how to respond to a debt collector demand letter for a debt that is past statute of limitations. Most people, most people, and I see this, they have it all scrambled up. Yeah, you watch YouTube, you watch me, watched other people, but when you look at doing this, you attack it the wrong way. So you have to think about it. I had to open a door for someone. So you have to think about it this way: um, when you get the demand letter from a debt collector, you first look and see if it's past the legal statute of limitations to collect. If it's past the legal statute of limitations to collect, you don't do a debt validation. What I see a lot of people do, what I see a lot of people even put in the comments when they find out that a debt is past legal statute of limitations, they do a debt validation and say, you need to validate that I have to pay this debt. When you do that, you're doing it the wrong way. Because if it's past the legal statute of limitations to collect, there's no argument about a debt validation. You already know that the debt is past the legal statute of limitations for them to collect. And they might use words like time barred or whatever else they come up with. Legally, they have to tell you that the debt is time barred if they try to call you or if they send you something. But if they don't put it in there, watch out for those words if you have to talk to them on the phone. But you don't have to say anything about the debt. You just need to notify them that the debt is past the legal statute of limitations for them to collect. And I give you that letter in my 3-letter pack that is for free below this video. You can get that, but keep watching the video because I'm going to start answering some questions here. And there was a whole bunch of other debt that was put on the market. There was another portfolio that they had $20 million. 3 of the major credit card banks, it was batched. Average balance was 8,500. Charge-off date was 2006. There was another group that was 2000 to 2013 was a charge-off date, 8,500, 40 million, and it was also batched. So, be careful, watch out for those. So now let's go into the questions and answers real quick. We got one here. We got someone on there. It said never on my video, never ever pay a collection and how to get away with it. And someone typed that this isn't true. I didn't pay an old debt, and I was summoned to court, and I had to pay it. And this again goes to what I talk about, where people have things scrambled and mixed up. If you're summoned to court and you're past. You still check to see if the debt is past the legal statute of limitations to collect. But what happened is that you've passed certain uh, milestones, so to speak, for the debt collector. If you don't respond to the initial demand letter, you gave them a right to place on your credit report, and you probably didn't do anything when they tried to call you. Now they did a court summons. When it gets to the court summons, you still check to see if the debt is past legal statute of limitations to collect, but they're taking a chance on it because they don't believe that you're going to do anything. If it's not past the legal statute of limitations to collect, you still must do then a debt validation, a total debt validation, including your privacy and all types of things that goes with them having your information and proving that you have to pay this debt to them. You put that in your summons response. See, you're going to lose automatically when you don't even follow the steps that the court put in place for you to follow. It's like you're disregarding them and you're disregarding what the debt collector was trying to get you to do. Let's go here on another one, credit acceptance. This individual said that their mother borrowed on a car, had 22.99% interest rate. The mother was the cosigner, passed away, got several collect calls for $5,000 to get it out of repossession status, and $25,000 for the payoff. Show denied the interest on this. It said that the interest was $8,000 on the Nissan. I'm very upset. They hurt me badly financially. Yeah, sorry to hear the passing of your mother. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, the thing about it is, number one, I understand that your mother was trying to help you, but people should not be doing this co-signing stuff. You just shouldn't do it because it hurts both people. You're hurting two people at the same time if something goes wrong with the loan. This is going to be a learning experience for you. I'm not sure if you went and got the car back. Uh, Regardless if you get the car back or not, this is a learning experience for you. You're gonna pay it. If you come into some money, offer a settlement on it. Uh, Credit acceptance there is a lawsuit coming down the line. Maybe you're in one of the states, and then you should put a complaint to your state attorney general's office because they have to build those up, get thousands of people to complain before they'll even do anything about it. But that's going to be a learning experience for you. Let's see the next one. How to beat debt collectors in court. Had a lawsuit case open with American Express in Florida. However, I was never served. It has not been 180 days yet. I checked the dockets and the case was closed and referred to another jurisdiction. That's because they probably said that when they got in front of the judge, they couldn't find you. What you need to do, you need to respond to that court summons if you get it again. And it was probably transferred because they're trying to figure out where you're at, or they're trying to get into an easier jurisdiction to perhaps using an old address to make it easy for them to win the case. You better keep your eyes open. You better keep checking on that because you can end up having that come back to get you. On 1099-C, thank you for sharing the information today. My situation is today items from the same lender, and they written it off. Collection company coming after them. Been paying $25 small payment, and did a scare tactic. Sent it to court. Like it was a repossession for a car on the second one. Trying to buy a house, and this keeps coming. I need to debt off my credit reports, and of course, student loan debt of $30,000. Well, let me tell you, number one, even if you get it off your credit reports and you go to try to buy a house, that's going to come back up to bite you. You need to figure out what is going to go on with dealing with these debt collectors because you're already paying. So you've already, in essence, said that this debt is valid, and you've reset the time frame on it if it was past statute of limitations. For the repossession of the vehicle, you're going to have to do a settlement on that. Um, there's just no way that you're going to be able to pay, uh, on a vehicle like that that you don't have. You're going to have to uh, put together a plan with them and say that you're going to put together some money, maybe family or something, and make a settlement offer to them. They bought it for pennies on the dollar, but this is going to have to be the way that you got to do it. Or you're going to end up making an agreement with them on a smaller amount, paying monthly payments on that. That's going to be the way to do it, because when you go to buy a house, they're going to run a title search on your name. They're going to find all of that stuff, even though it doesn't show in your credit reports. And for the student loans, you're going to have to, make sure that those are in positive standings, because that's going to also hurt you with your debt to income ratio on going to buy a house. Uh, let's see here. See if we got some more. We got a lot of them here, but a lot of I've kind of answered with what we said here. Someone here talked about the 1099-C. A lot of 1099-Cs, cancellation of debt, is going to be released into the market over the next month in January, because they're going to be writing it off fully. If you get a 1099-C, strategy is to submit to your the credit bureaus that this is a paid debt. It needs to be positive because they've put it as income to you on your credit reports, and they're getting 100% write off on that debt. Or you can say you want it removed. You can send that to the bureaus, and then you send that letter also to the original creditor who gave you the 1099-C. And then when you get that additional income on your that, because they're going to expect you to pay on that, you get a waiver, so you don't have to pay the additional income on that unless you're big, have a huge income, then you might end up paying on that. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to end the video here. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different. We go after it with using my 8-point validation process. We go after the furnishers. We go at it from the bureau. So you got it going from both sides. The results will happen. Can't tell you how quick it'll happen because everybody's situation is different. Remember, they're dealing with millions of documents per day down there, so it takes time. But it will get done if you just have the patience and let us just keep, going at it for you. If you need your credit reports and scores, because especially for statute of limitations information, it's going to show that original charge-off date. That's where you'll find that. And so what you do is you go to my website, your3scores.com, grab those reports, and then you can get your credit reports, get all 3 scores also. Then if you need my 3-pack of letters, that is below this video here too. It has a debt validation letter, statute of limitations letter, and the cease and desist collection activities letter. All 3 of those are free below there. Make sure to like the video, post your comments, and ask your questions. Thank you until next time.